Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a video on my Shark robotic vacuum. I believe it's model RV1100S. It is an auto empty model. I do have the vacuum out in the living room. I'll show you in a second. Just a couple of things to go over down here. On the side, you push down on this little lever and it exposes the HEPA filter, which there's a little piece of foam there, which I assume is for a little bit of sound deadening. Looks like some carbon dust from the motor inside, but nothing really, no real dirt to speak of or to get excited about. That does not need changed yet. And just stick the filter in, and then this just has a little catch at the bottom and snaps right back in. And then for the pre-motor filters, this lid just swivels up. This filter, this cylindrical filter, the air path I think goes this way because you will get a bunch of dirt caked on this side of the filter. Periodically, without washing it, you can just take it out to a trash can, tap it on the sides, or run your hands down and knock at least the cake dirt off. If you notice any performance issues, or wash it or replace it is best, but I know I've gotten by with just knocking off some of the heavy debris on them. The felt filter in the bottom, the little disc, isn't that awful dirty, not compared to this cylindrical foam filter. I think I'm just going to wash these instead of replacing them for now. I'll just fold that over and pull off the bin, which I already emptied the bin, but I'll take it up here and I'll show you. So the felt disc and this cylindrical foam filter can just be washed then. I'll wash this and rinse it out. And this does have a sight glass in the bin. Bin opens this way. That out then. But there is some mesh screens in here, so this all can be washed, thoroughly dried, and put back together. Try and give you a decent view of it. Okay, so that all can be washed and cleaned up and made pretty again. But you don't need to sit and watch me do that. I mean, if you can't wash a filter by now, you shouldn't be touching it. Now, getting over to the robot itself. First thing, there's really nothing here that you're going to hurt on the top of it. If you gently turn it over and place it on a nice rug or something like this, that's soft. Definitely one thing to check. I've seen issues on other robot vacuums where dog hair and human hair and threads will get caught around this wheel, and this little caster will actually lock up. But the caster moves freely and it actually goes from side to side rather well, which I'm amazed by and very happy with, so that is good. If you look, the side cleaning brushes or edge cleaning brushes, they're not all bent up, they're not like all frayed and jagged, they're not a bunch of them missing, so I am not going to replace these. These are the original ones, and I have had this vacuum for pretty much a year, so this is its year service. I'm sure it's well overdue for, filter cleaning and most of its things. But anyway, brush roll. I do have a brush roll. I'll go over the kit I got, but this is actually clean and in good shape. The bristles are all here and nice. There's nothing really wrapped around, nothing broke, so I'm going to let it go. All the like fuzzy felt strips are good. And before I get to the bin and filters on this, let me go over the kit I got. Now, this is a generic kit off of Amazon. There are a million different combinations of filters you can get, different numbers of filters, different numbers of brush rolls, different numbers of filters for in the robot, for in the base. This is just the one I chose to get. I'm not going to use any of these filters right now. I'm just going to wash the ones I have. I am probably going to replace this filter that goes inside the robot itself, because I know that one's looking pretty rough. The side cleaning brushes, I'm not going to worry about changing them at this point. Like I said, brush roll, I'm not worried about changing that. It's perfectly fine. I'm not sure if I'll even replace this screen because I can just wash the one that's in it. Big thing was I wanted these filters for inside the vacuum. I think I only paid like 25 bucks for all this. I mean, it was super cheap for what all I got. But if you want, you can either let the vacuum the way it was or flip it back up and push in on both sides, and you have the dirt bin for the vacuum in the robot. Now, this is where when it goes up to the auto empty dock, the suction power from the base will be enough to overcome the spring tension on this little flap, and this is how it actually evacuates the dirt bin and gets all the dirt out of it. So that's how the auto empty works. So you just pull this and you can get inside here. Now I have periodically cleaned this, like say it went over like a little pea spot or something damp. You know, you might get in here and get some of the caked on debris off. You can see there's some stuff that's caught underneath there that, you know, it didn't, the auto empty didn't suck out, but I mean, this really hasn't been pretty much a year's worth of use, and it hasn't really had any attention, so not anything to get excited over. You will need a very small Phillips screwdriver if you want to remove this screen. Just depends how in depth you want to go, because actually if you close this again, the filter easily enough pulls out, and if you can see, that's one reason why I was wanting to change the filter, because it is rather gross looking and was definitely should be affecting performance. Yep, and is the right size. So that's definitely going to go bye-byes. It's very packed with dirt and just ucky. So that's going to go. Now I want to open this back up, and this doesn't look too awful bad, but this little baby Phillips here needs to come out, and that will release this. But I'm dropping that. If you can wiggle this out of here, but then to put it back in, this really needs to be loosened or taken off. Preferably just take it off. There's a screw in each end. Again, it's a baby-sized Phillips. Okay, there's that. And that'll make that a hell of a lot easier to get to. Alright, so that swivels up out and it just latches on those two tabs on the end. And you can see that definitely is dirty. And look at all the junk in behind there. So this was definitely past due for some service. Now you can take this and clean it out, wipe it out, make it all nice again. And then you can reinstall your filter and your screen, make sure everything's dry before you let it go back together. And because when you put the vacuum back there and it goes back to the dock, it automatically tries to evacuate the bin. So make sure everything is fully ready to go before you let the vacuum go back to its home. And like I said, look at the kits online, see which parts you want to have the most of, and get the kit that's going to work best for you. And definitely you want to maintain these because these do a wonderful job of cleaning up after you. It saves a lot of vacuuming throughout the week and how much time, or it really extends the interval of when you have to actually physically vacuum your house. And it's nice to come home to a freshly vacuumed house that you really did nothing but either have it automatically scheduled or go on your phone and just tell it to go vacuum. So I definitely look forward to having this serviced, and I like having it. It's been a huge time saver for someone that works a lot and has a lot going on. This can really, save you time, be a lifesaver. You don't have to come home and, walk on dirty floors and bare feet and have to deal with anything like that. Just make sure everything's picked up before you run these. Pick up any dog treats, any clothing on the floor, any like shoes with shoelaces sticking out. It can find certain obstacles. This doesn't have like the new AI technology that has, like any poo detection or anything. So make sure if you do have your dogs out that they're well trained and not going to make any messes that your vacuum can run through and cause you any grief like that. But other than that, these are huge time saver. They're not quirky. There's really no issues I've had with mine. It's been terrific. No complaints. It's been awesome. So take care of it, maintain it, and I know a lot of people are happy with their robotic vacuums like I am. Hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, subscribe.